I grew up in a small town in Arizona where I met Riley. His parents were divorced, but his family was pretty well off. His dad owned a restaurant in Phoenix, drove fancy cars, and had property in Mexico where they'd go on vacation a few times a year. His mom worked at a casino, making big tips. I basically grew up at their house. She'd come home at 2 a.m. with hundreds of dollars in cash sometimes. My family, though, both my parents were alcoholics, stuck in poverty. We didn't celebrate holidays, and our vacations were just going to Arizona Mills to get new shoes and eat in and out. My mom was a dispatcher and then a housekeeper. My dad couldn't stop drinking and driving, so he left the state to avoid prison. Riley's house was awesome. I basically grew up there. In high school, I'd go with him and his dad's family to Mexico in spring and summer breaks. His dad's restaurant was so good. We'd pull up on our bikes and they'd just give us whatever we wanted. It honestly felt like Riley had it all. He was going to inherit the restaurant. His dad bought him his first car and told him he'd buy him his first house. I won't lie, I felt jealous sometimes. Then, at the end of high school, my family moved away. It was like all my time with Riley was a dream. I never heard from or saw him again. It wasn't surprising. Toward the end of high school, he made other friends and stopped hanging out with me almost entirely. I wish I could say my life got better, but I was about to find out everything the hard way. I got kicked out at 18, reconnected with my dad, and it turned out he was a bad guy. I was homeless for 6 months. I moved back to my mom's, and not long after that, I was living in the basement of a bar. I'd sometimes think about Riley. I thought he was helping run the family restaurant, probably had a stable life. Maybe a wife and kids? I didn't know, but I knew I wasn't doing well. I was depressed, and I tried to end my life more than once, like 5 years ago. 4 years ago, I moved back to Arizona. My life slowly improved. I have a good job, friends, an amazing girlfriend I can't imagine life without. I'm better educated about money and mental health. I feel really good and proud of where I am. A few months ago, my brother texted me and said he ran into Riley by chance at a truck stop outside Phoenix. He gave him my number and said Riley would love to reconnect. Soon, we were texting and made plans to meet. A few weeks ago, I met him at a bar. I was surprised to see how little he'd changed since high school. Then we started catching up. Over the course of the night, I learned it was like we'd swapped lives. After high school, he started growing weed and got caught trying to sell it. He spent a year in jail for that. He got on probation and immediately started growing and selling again. He got caught again and spent a few more years in prison. He missed his sister's wedding. His dad refused to speak to him until he was diagnosed with cancer, which he died from in 2015 while he was in prison. He said it emotionally destroyed him. His sister ran the family restaurant, and now he runs it with her, but COVID hit their business hard. He had to take another job to keep the business afloat. He developed a gambling problem and lost his first house and second house. He still owes a ton of money from that. His mom died in 2022 from cancer, and then his grandmother recently. A few things I picked up that night: he has a drinking problem. He says he can't fall asleep without it. That made me move us away from the bar and just walk around downtown Phoenix and keep talking. He was also oddly surprised that I was doing better than he thought. I almost think he only wanted to hang out thinking my life was still a mess so he could feel better about his. He's basically living on the edge of bankruptcy. The only family he really has left is his sister, and he's burned her so much she keeps him at arm's length. And I get it. From my perspective, this guy had a future set up and he ruined it. That's my story. It wasn't the happy reunion I was low-key expecting. I feel awful for him. But like he admitted to me, it stems from his poor choices. I've also decided not to pursue a rekindled friendship with him. At the end of the day, he and I are wildly different people than we were 20 years ago. I don't think there's anything there, and I hope him the best. I really, truly hope he gets his shit together.